right. Hey, Robert Chambers here from AnyKeyMusic.com, teaching you how to master the art of playing the piano by ear. And I'll be one step closer once you understand all the principles of the Any Key Music system. Hopefully you are doing great. I just thought I'd just come out here live, unannounced, just to play, just do a couple songs and actually just to make sure that I can actually just give you guys some tips about playing piano by ear. One thing that I always say regarding playing piano by ear is simply this. It's very simple. Playing piano by ear is simply the ability to play anything you hear, and that's without any copy me videos, copy me softwares, or sheet music. All right, now nothing against those things per se, but playing by ear is the ability to do that without those things. Now, if you struggle to play piano by ear, it's basically because you haven't been taught how to understand the language of music. So what I'd like to do with a lot of these sessions is just to teach you about the language of music, or at least to give you some tips that can kind of help you. Now, I made a lot of mistakes just how I played that song just a while ago, but I wanted to give you a tip in that particular song that I played. Now, if you didn't know that song is called Lord, You Are Good, and it's a song by Todd Galberth, right? And he wrote that song. Actually, let me see if I can get myself. There I am. All right, here I am. Okay, I can get myself on the screen. So he did that particular song. Now, we're not going to go over the whole song. I'm just going to be very quick. I don't even want to be that long. However, I just wanted to give you just a couple of nuggets, okay? All right, and the nuggets are simply this. We want to be able to play. There's a particular part in the song where he does. Now, I missed it when I was playing it, but I remembered it after. I don't know, I just drew a blank or something, right? But he goes, it's in the verse, and then they do this. This is not the part. Here it comes. That part, that run, right? So yes, I can tell you every single note and just say, here, play all these notes. But if I just do that, it's going to make you a little bit more dependent. But if you understand how we got it, it's going to be a lot easier to understand. So let's understand how we actually got it. And to understand how we got it, let's look at this, okay? So this is the key line that was in the song, right? The song, we had the B, A flat, and it says G sharp, but it's not supposed to be G sharp. It's supposed to be F sharp. So let me correct it right now, okay? That's what it's supposed to be, okay? So we have the B, A flat, and an F sharp or a G flat. To me, they're basically the same thing. That's the key part in the song, okay? So what has to happen, like I said, it's all about understanding the language of music. So when they're, right? So we want to get up to there. So how does this relate to understanding music? Now, when you listen to a song, or when most people that play by ear, when they listen to a song, let me see if I can get a different screen here so that you can kind of see me, not that one. Here we go. All right. So when people would play by ear, when they hear a song, they're hearing a whole bunch of things that are happening. All right. So yes, they can be gifted or they can be skilled, but more importantly, they understand exactly what they're hearing. All right. So on that part, right, it sounds probably harder than it really is, okay? So as we identified, the key line, B, A flat, F sharp, we're in the key of D flat, or in the key of, where am I? Or in the key of C sharp, okay? So that's where we are. So now all we have to do is simply this. We need to understand what is happening. So first of all, what we got to do is we got to be able to change those notes into numbers. Okay, so if we were to look at the piano, we had to figure it out. Now, once again, now this is not my regular, sorry, if you're my regular members, hope you guys are doing great, okay? But what happens is we want to identify what those are in the key of D flat. So if we have the key of D flat, we need to know what is B in the key of D flat. Now, I'm assuming you're an intermediate player. If you're not an intermediate player, then make sure I got some beginner stuff that you can actually check out. But this is going to be more at the intermediate level. So most likely you know how to play all of your major scales and all that kind of stuff, right? Right, you should be able to do all your major scales, because I'm assuming you're an intermediate player. So therefore, in the key of D flat, if we did the major scale, right? There isn't a B in that major scale. So therefore, we'd have to see what is the note closest to it. So we know that we have the D flat, E flat, right, the F, the G flat, A flat, B flat, and then we have the C, and then we have the D flat again, which is also C sharp. Okay, so therefore, what is B in the key of D flat? We know a semitone below, we know C is the 7 and a semitone below that, right? We know that would make it the flat 7. If you don't understand, you can let me know, but I'm assuming that you do. Okay, so B would be the flat 7 in the key of D flat. So we have to figure out what is A in the key of D flat. Well, once again, we have to know the D flat major scale, right? So if you're in front of your piano, you can do that. As you can see, right now you're looking over here, so you see that big piano right here, it's not going to light up because I don't believe in, let's say, lighting it up for you, right? Because you want to be able to understand, okay? So basically, you have your D flat major scale. And if we go up the scale, right? D flat, E flat, right? We know we have the F, we have the G flat, we have the A flat. There's no A, however, it's in between the the A flat and also the B flat, right? That is in between their A, so therefore it can be the sharp 5 or it can be the flat 6. It's basically the same thing. That's basically what it is, okay? So it's the flat 6, and then we go to A flat. What is A flat in the key of D flat? Well, you got to know your major scales, and when you do, you'll know that it's actually the 5. And if you're not sure, all you got to do is check your major scales and get to A flat. You'll see in the key of D flat, it is the 5. And then what is F sharp, right? Someone can say G flat. To me, both are fine to call it whatever, F sharp or G flat. Just don't call it something else, okay? All right, so if we have the F sharp or G flat in the key of D flat, it's actually the 4. So when we now go to the numbers now, this is what we would most likely have gotten. We'd have gotten that it's the flat 7, the flat 6, the 5, and the 4, okay? So those are the main notes. So what do we do with that now that we got that as the main notes? Then we need to understand, what did we hear? So when he did, here it is, right? So all that spot, right? We knew we wanted to get to that flat 7, which was that B at the top. So when you're hearing it, there's a principle that I teach, right, in the any key music system. It's a simple principle, and the principle is simply this. It's called approaches. Where can I write it? Okay, so the principle is simple. It's called approaches. Okay, oops. Approaches. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, I don't write straight. Okay, so it's a principle called approaches, and approaches are simple. All you have to do is approach to get to your destination. So in this particular case, we wanted to get to the B, right? And the B, we know it was a flat 7, right? Because we're in the key of D flat, okay? So we're in the key of, where can I put D flat? So let's say I'll put it here, right? We're in the key of D flat or C sharp, okay? That's the key that we're in. And we wanted to get here, okay? So I can put this here in the numbers. The real language I'd like you to think is a language of numbers, okay? So now to get to here, all they did was simply this. Let's look over here, okay? What they did, if you hear it, it was an approach. However, it's just an approach that was 9 semitones below your destination. So in this particular case, it was 9 semitones below the flat 7, right? Or you can say it's going to start on your flat 2, okay? So if we look at the piano here, right? So you can see the piano right there, okay? So we're in the key of D flat. The flat 2 would be a semitone above my 1, which is a sharp 1, or a flat 2, which is a semitone below my 2. We're starting from there, right? And we have to get to the B flat. So it can sound like all this crazy stuff, but really all it was a simple semitone approach coming from below where we're trying to get to. So we were trying to get to the B. So therefore, all you do is just play all the notes, right, that are all semitones to get to the B. And that's how we do that particular approach, right? Very simple and very easy. Now, yes, there are other parts to this song, but that's where you can start, and you can do it in every single key. So therefore, you say to yourself, how far is the 1 from the flat 2? Well, flat 2 is just a semitone above, right? The 1, okay? So if I go to the key of C, then if I'm at the key of C and I want to do that exact same thing, all I have to do is, if let's say we're playing a song, sorry, let me put the markers down. Yeah, I can blame it on the markers. See, all I did was start on the flat 2. I don't have to work hard to think, oh my gosh, what is all the theory and what is all the notes I got to memorize? A software has to tell me. No, I got to understand. They're just doing a semitone approach. Now, specifically, it's 9 semitones coming from below where I'm trying to get to. But right now, if we figured it out, that starts a semitone above my 1, which is my flat 2, or a sharp 1, and I just do that line, and I end up there. It works in every single key. So if I'm in the key of F, same thing. Which part? Semitone above my F. Same thing. Do you see that? Now if I go to key of B flat, that actually this was, yeah. Right? Doesn't matter what key it is. Key of D major. Right? I'm not thinking hard, and I hope you're not thinking hard when you do these. Well, actually, I have ways to make it do it a lot easier, right? All we're doing is playing a semitone below where we're trying to get to. Okay, so if I did it in the key of, what's a hard key? I don't know. A major, maybe? All right, so we're at A major. So, that's part. Semitone. Right? So that's how you do that particular line. Yes, the other part of the song is another level, but just you could take that simple principle and just play that in every key. So if you haven't done it in every key, and if you have an essence or a little bit of an ability to play in every key, then you should try that in every single key. If you don't, then I got some exercises that you can actually basically do. But that's all I wanted to cover today. Just introduce you to something called an approach. Now, how you can use that is you can think, okay, well, I know I'm trying to get to my flat 7. In this particular case, let's put it like this, okay? Let's give me this screen, okay? So we know that we want to get to my B, right? And I came in the key of D flat. I started from my D, okay? That was my flat 2, and we know that that's a flat 2. What you can say, if you want to use this somewhere else, all you got to do is say to yourself, well, how far is this from this, right? Well, if you think above, and you can, let me see if I can get I need a piano. No, let's go here. Right, there we go. Okay, so now we got a piano over here, okay? So how far is the B from the D? Well, there's a couple ways that you can look at it. You can say, okay, D is all the way down here, and then the B is all the way up here, or you can switch it the other way, right? How far is the B and the D is above? Well, if you know your notes, right, you know that you have your B somewhere. Let me see if I can, let's see if I can get it. I guess this is where those softwares come in handy, right? Somewhere like there, right? So you have your B. How far is it from the D? 1, 2. Sorry, that's not a B, right? Imagine I was teaching you that was a B. Okay, anyhow, okay, I was trying to do something with my hand. It's not looking. I'm not like those weather forecasters guys that do those stuff. I can't do it. All right. But anyhow, you can see that the D that is above the B, you can see that it's 1, 2, 3 semitones above. So what am I saying? So if you liked how that sounded, like, now that works, yes, to go to that B. In this particular case, it's a flat 7. But if you liked how that thing sounded, you can use it elsewhere as well. So if I wanted to use it to get to my 1, let's say I was playing in the key of C. So I'm going to get to my 1 at the end. So if I wanted to do that line on my 1, I would have to start from the note that's 3 semitones above C. And what would be C, 3 semitones above C? I know if you guys were typing, you would say 3 semitones above C as an intermediate player would be E flat. So therefore, I would start my run from the E flat, right? So therefore, if I'm playing it in the Saints, right? So, right, I got to fit it into time-wise. And the Saints go, something like that, or now if it's in segments of 3, the last song was in segments of 3, so it'd be easier to put it in. So in the Saints go, that's how you put it, right? So right? That's how you can use it in other songs when you understand how to play. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share. Just give you some nuggets, some tips that you can just try in your pursuit of playing by ear if that's your goal. All right, now if you want to take it a little bit further, I have something here, right? If you go to tinyurl.com/Y23Z935Y, that will bring you to a page that will give you some more teaching if you want to take this to understand a little bit more of how approaches works, then you can actually go there. Sorry, whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. So this is what I wanted to show you. Right, so you can go to tinyurl, so where am I? Okay, I have to get used to this thing again. There we go. All right, so there I am. All right, so you can go to tinyurl, so tinyurl.com/Y23Z935Y. Okay, so if you want to basically understand a little bit more on how approaches work, now you don't have to put your email address in to get any of the training or whatsoever. However, there would be some messages from me that are there that's going to introduce you to some other stuff before you get to that 1-hour training and so forth that you can actually go through. All right, so that's going to be it. I wanted just to give you a little taste of how approaches work. Now that's one principle in the NEQ music system, right? So hopefully you can use that. If not, I'd say watch it again on the replay, and you should be good to go. Okay, so that's going to be it for now. Okay, guys. All right, so I just wanted to just share a little bit with you and get back to my I said I wanted to do a little bit of these live stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be it. So have a nice night, have a great day, and all that stuff, and I will probably see you the next time. Okay, hopefully. Okay, God bless. Bye.